Yes. So let's move on to class. I hope so. Last class we had discussed what is Linux commands. So almost so Linux completed. Please practice it. And also we know right. So today we are going to start what is Docker. I hope so everyone know. So already you know right what is version control and what is the purpose of version control. Let me MS Paint. So as of now, you know a few DevOps tools, right? So which version control you know? Already you know, right? Git. So what is the purpose of Git and why you go for Git and all? And so now you know what is Maven also. This is the build tool, right? So with the help of Maven, we can generate artifact files. We can create artifact files. So now already you know, so Linux and all. So that is the environment. Linux is also one type of platform, that is operating system. So whether we can use the Windows or whether we can use Linux, both are same only. Both are same only, but the flavor will change. So in if you come to real time industry, so might be few companies they are using Linux operating system, or a few companies they are using Windows. So that is the reason already we learned the basic Linux commands and all, and how to play with Linux also. Now we know, right? So Jenkins. Jenkins is nothing but this is the CI/CD tool. Already you know. So with the help of Jenkins, what we are going to do, what we will achieve, what we can implement. CI/CD, CI/CD, continuous integration, and so
Configuration.
continuous so delivery, continuous so that is deployment. So continuous deployment. Now, so already version control, you know, this is the main thing is a central repository to maintain our code and all. We are using Git, and with the help of Maven, we are generating package file. We are grouping entire project into single, you know, right, single file. And these are the Linux already, you know, Windows, how to play with Windows operating system. And I hope now you know how to play with Linux also. So now if you learn those basic Linux commands and all, we can easily play with the Linux also and see. And today we are going to see Docker. What is Docker? And so interview, this is a very important. Real time and also interview also. So Jenkins also very important, and Docker. Docker also very important. So Docker. So today we are going to see what is Docker, and so what is the advantage of Docker, and what is the you know right with the help of Docker what we can do in real time. So really what is the main advantages, why you go for Docker? Already you know these tools, these all are DevOps tools only. So each DevOps tools, there is some specific reason we go for DevOps tools, right? And same way, so Docker is the one of the major role in real time. So if you want to create virtual machines, and that case mostly we go for Docker nowadays. Now let me see how the Docker will work. So let me see that Docker. Mm, mm, mm. So actually, if you go here, you know, right? So why you go for Docker means now generally. So now I have a operating system. Now just assume if you go back 10 years, there is these are the stages, guys. This is the traditional deployment. This is the virtualized deployment. Now we go for Docker. This is a container deployment. Now there is an advanced topic, Kubernetes deployment. So all our purpose is same only. But why? So what is a earlier days? What type of deployment strategy they are following? And so if you go back 10 years back, what type of deployment strategy they are following? And currently which type of deployment strategy we are following? Now see here, this is a traditional deployment. Traditional deployment means, for example, if you go at least 15 to 20 years back, for example, I have an operating system. Just assume, so this is my operating system. Just assume this is my operating system. So operating system, you know, right? This might be Windows or Linux, whatever it may be. Just assume this is my Windows operating system. So this is the Windows operating system. OS is nothing but operating system. So Windows is nothing but operating system, and so Windows is nothing but operating system. Now So this is the hardware devices, right? So these are the hardware devices. Now inside operating system means without hardware devices it won't work, right? It won't work. It won't work. Just if you come to here, these are the hardware devices. So these are the hardware. Hardware means physical components. These are the hardware devices like a monitor, RAM, keyboard, SSD. So these are the hardware devices. If you want to work with hardware devices, we need to install one operating system. That operating system might be Windows operating system, or we can use a Linux operating system, or we can use Linux operating system. So this is the flavor. So that is depends on you only, depends on your requirement. So you might be use Windows or we can use Linux. Both are same purpose only. The flavor will change, the environment will change, the commands will change. Remaining purpose is same only. Remaining purpose is same only. So that case we go for this one. Now if you come to here, this is the hardware. On top of we install the operating system. On top of we are going to install the, so we are going to install, so these are the, so on top of we are going to install the right, libraries, some frameworks, and on top of we are going to deploy your application. So now this is the hardware. Hardware is nothing but physical components. So if you want to work with the hardware devices, we need to install the operating system. That operating system might anything. So whether you can install Windows or Linux or Ubuntu or CentOS or Mac OS, so that is depends on requirement. We can install any type of operating system. So that is up to you only. We can install anything. So we can use install Mac OS also, or CentOS or Ubuntu OS. So there is these are the, flavors, right? Ubuntu operating system, okay, or Windows operating system. So these are the hardware devices. On top of we are going to install Windows. On top of we are going to install the some libraries. That is nothing but frameworks. This is nothing but a simple software, simple package, and with the help of that you can deploy your application. We can deploy your application. This is a old, this is a old deployment strategy. This is nothing but a traditional deployment strategy. Traditional deployment strategy. So we are maintaining only one server. We are maintaining only one server. If you go 30 years back, there is no this many projects, right? So everything we are right, there is no online facility. So only one or two, right, major and all we are maintaining online. And that case they are maintaining one server. Just assume this is the one server. So just assume this is the one server. Just assume this is the, this is one server. This is one server. So in this server, so there is a hardware devices, software devices and all. On top of we are going to install the libraries. On top of we are going to deploy your applications. There is limited applications, not nowadays. Nowadays all applications are web only, right? Each and everything we are accessing via web only. But if you go old days, there is only traditional deployment. We don't have the many projects. So they are maintaining one or two projects. So for that projects, they are maintaining only one server. So they are maintaining one server. That server might Windows server, Linux server, Mac server, or Ubuntu, whatever it may be. On top of we are going to install the, on top of we are going to install the all your libraries, all your libraries, whatever it may be. So these are the libraries. These are the libraries and the necessary packages and all. So these are the, so libraries. They are like the same. So libraries are lib or frameworks, whatever it may be. So these are the frameworks. Okay, these are the frameworks. On top of we are going to deploy your application. On top of we are going to deploy your application. On top of we are going to deploy your application. On top of we are going to
What
deploy
is
your
framework,
application.
sir?
Framework is nothing but that is small softwares, dependency softwares. Right? How can it? Frameworks means no need to implement everything. Already someone is implemented. Okay, they are giving some packages. Okay, so with the help of that package, we can easily implement your application. We can easily deploy your application. No need to implement everything.
Okay,
Now
sir.
got it, right? That is
So
a
is
frameworks.
it a code or what, sir?
That is code only. Same. That is based on your requirement. UI level or GUI level. There is different. For example, if you come to Java, there is different frameworks available. Spring framework, Hibernate framework,
Okay.
and so these are the different frameworks. Actually, if you go older days, Each and everything they are writing Java classes, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, no need to implement entire Java classes. Already someone is developed. They are giving so jar files. That is, they are giving jar files. That framework they are given one simple file. That file name is jar file. Mostly they are giving jar format, jar file. So in this jar file, whatever they developed, the entire code available in that jar file. If you use that jar file, no need to implement scratch level. Already they implemented something. With the help of that framework, we can easily implement whatever you want based on your requirement. So based on your requirement. Now got it?
Yes, sir.
But anyway, mostly developers they are using frameworks and all. But as a DevOps engineer, you don't worry. No need to take care. We are not going to implement any frameworks and all. We are not going to implement any applications and all. So our role is how to deploy our applications. So how to deploy and how to implement scripting and all. So that is only our role. Okay. Now
Yes.
now this is okay. Now this is a traditional deployment. Only one server they are maintaining, and within that server only we are going to deploy your application. So here I am going to deploy my application. So for example, ICICI Bank or HDFC application, just assume. So only one server they are maintaining. Within the server they are deploying that application. Now if you come to here, if you come to here, if you come to here, virtualized deployment. I need multiple servers. I need multiple servers. So how can I handle? Now just assume this is only one server. This is only one server. This server configuration, assume this is the configuration. For example, 64 GB RAM, 64 GB, 64 GB gigabyte RAM, and I have so old days, right? That is traditional. So for example, one uh, or 200 or 300 GB or 100 GB hard disk, 100 GB, 100 GB as HDD. This is old days we are calling HDD, and nowadays we are calling SSD. Nowadays we are calling SSD. Okay, this is the hard disk. This is the space only. Okay. Now, if you want to buy this much configuration in 20 years back, just assume how much cost. This is very cost, right? Now I want to like this. I want to configure like this two more servers. This is only one server. Like this, I want to configure two more servers or four servers, extra four servers. So how to achieve? Now that case we go for virtualization. So that case we go for, see here, virtualized deployment. Virtualized deployment. Now see here. So if you want to understand, now come to here. Now here, anyone, any doubt, guys? Clear? This is the traditional deployment. We are maintaining only one server. Within that server, we are going to deploy your applications. Now, if we come to organization, so I have multiple projects. I want to deploy all projects. So, how many servers you need? You know, right? Just assume. For example, I need 5 servers. Suppose if you want to buy 5 servers, that is desktops or lab. Earlier, most of the servers desktop only, right? Very, very big servers. If you see in bank, any, right, government sectors, so they are maintaining separate one room. In that room, they are maintaining separate AC and separate service, one guy, and they are giving so one big server. In that server, so no one is entering. That is secure, right? So they are maintaining like that. Now, same way, I want to 4 servers. Now, how to achieve these 4 servers? Now, that case we go for this is the virtualized deployment. Virtualized deployment. Virtualized deployment. So, this is the virtualized. Virtualized means now same story only. Now, try to understand. So, these are the hardware devices. So these are the hardware devices. So these are the hardware devices. This is same story, common story only. So these are the hardware devices. So hardware means right, physical devices. Don't think. Okay, only hardware. So on top of we are going to install the operating system. On top of we are going to install the operating system. So that operating system might be anything. So that is Windows or Linux, whatever it may be. So this is the operating system. So this is the operating system. This is the operating system. So whatever it may be, system, Windows or Linux, whatever it may be, that is based on our requirement. Okay, just assume this is the operating system. So without operating system, hardware devices it won't work, right? Hardware devices it won't work. So we need to install the any one operating system. So we need to install the any one operating system. On top of we are going to install the one hypervisor software. We'll see later what is hypervisor. This is one software. Okay. Mm, this is the hypervisor software. So nowadays mostly we are calling a VMware. Simply we are calling VMware. This is the hypervisor software. So this is the software only, hypervisor. This is one software. So with the help of software, we are going to create two more servers. See here, virtual machine. I need one more server. This is the main server. So this is the main server. Just assume this is the main server. So this is also one server. Just assume here, this is my main server. Now server, I need to create two more servers. Two more servers. So just assume this server have some configuration. This server have some configuration, 64 GB RAM and so 500 GB hard disk, HDD, GB, SSD or hard disk. Okay. Suppose if you want to buy this much configuration, if you want to buy this much configuration, at least we need to spend so 2 lakhs rupees, right? Now I want one more server. So one more server means so do we need to buy same server configuration, right? మనం మళ్ళీ అదే కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ బై చేయాలి, మనీ వేస్ట్, రైట్? ఐ నీడ్ వన్ మోర్ సర్వర్. సో దిస్ ఈస్ వన్ సర్వర్. I deployed few applications here. I want to deploy few more applications. So now I need same setup, same configuration, one more server. So what we will do? So obviously we need to buy one more server, right? One more physical one desktop and all, and again we need to set up. That is a cost waste, right? Company పని ఏం చేస్తాము, కాస్ట్ వేస్ట్. అగైన్ వీ నీడ్ టు బై టూ, అగైన్ వీ నీడ్ టు స్పెండ్ 2 lakh rupees, అగైన్ వీ నీడ్ టు బై వన్ సర్వర్, అగైన్ వీ నీడ్ టు సమ్ స్పేస్, ఏసీ, వన్ సర్వీస్ guy and electricity, everything that is waste, right? Now this is the main server, this is a high configuration. On top of, I am going to create two more servers. I am going to create two more servers. So these are the virtual machines. I am going to create two more servers. I am going to create two more servers. This is one virtual machine and this is also one virtual machine. So remaining same story only. Now see here virtual machine, and here also this is the VM machine. This is also VM. This is also VM, virtual machine. Simply if you want to understand VM, virtual machine, this is also operating system, guys. This is also operating system, VM. And we are going to install one operating system, whatever it may be, Windows or Linux. Just assume I am going to install Linux. So this is also we are going to install Linux machine. Now see here, on top of we are going to install some packages. See here, remaining story same only. I am going to install some packages or libraries or frameworks. On top of I am going to, so in this server I am going to deploy one application. So here I am going to deploy Java application, Java app, and in this server I am going to deploy the .NET application. Just your understanding purpose. So .NET application. So like this we can create multiple VM machines. Now here one more thing. Now what is my main server configuration? 64 GB RAM and 500 GB hard disk. So this is my configuration. Now with the help of this system, I created two more servers. I created two more servers. I created two more servers. Okay. So for each VM machine, we need to share existing hardware devices. So for this mission, just assume I share, for example, 16 GB RAM, 16 GB RAM, and I shared some hard disk space also. For example, I given a 50 GB hard disk. And so this is also one operating system, right? VM, virtual machine. So for this also we need to share existing resources. Now for this also I given 16 GB RAM, and also I given so 50 GB or 100 GB space also, 100 GB HDD. Now total this is the 64. this is a total 64, right? So here 16 GB, here 16 GB done. Remaining how much left here?
32, sir.
32 GB left, RAM left. Now here I given 50, this is not 500, so 50 GB, okay, 50 GB, this is a 100 GB. Total here I have 500 GB. Remaining space how much left here? 350.
350, sir.
Now, okay, that is okay. Now I can created, so two servers. For each servers I shared existing resources and all. Now here one more thing. Now this is the main server, right? If we install multiple servers, same operating system. So obviously the server goes, performance goes down, correct? So this is the main server. So on top of main server, I configure two more servers. I install two more servers. But anyway, these servers will work. But obviously it will go down. The performance wise it will go down. So now can I create 5 servers, 10 servers, same mission? Yes, we can create, but it will work very slowly. Now got it? Now got it? So these are the main disadvantages. For example, I want 5 servers. How can I create 5 servers? We can create. So one more, we need to create one more server. We need to create one more server. We need to share existing resource, and we need to create one more server. We need to share existing resource and all, and we need to create one more server like this. Now see here, we can create, but if you run any server, these servers are running very, that is main thing is a performance problem. It won't work that much fast, expected fast and all. Now got it? Anyone any doubt guys here?
No, sir.
Now for this, this is also one VM, right? So if you want to create one more VM, so for this VM also we need to share some resource. For example, for this zip I given 8 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM, and also I given 50 GB hard disk. Okay, so like this we need to share. So if you want to create 10 servers or under 15 servers, this is also very big headache in real time. Now see here, this is also very big headache in real time. See here, so like this we can create many servers. This is the virtual machines. So same like this is also operating system. This is also an operating, but this is the base operating system. This is the VM machines. VM machines. Now simply we can understand. This is my Linux. This is my Windows operating system. Right now this is the Windows, right? I hope everyone know, right? So everyone install one operating system. That whether might be Windows 10 or 8 or 11 or 50, whatever it may be. Now I need one more operating system. One more operating system. That is nothing but a dual operating system. Now you know, right? Mobile. Earlier we have only one SIM. Now we can insert two SIMs. Two means dual. Correct? Now this is my Windows operating system. Now I want to install my same laptop one more operating system. So how to install? How to install? How can I install? With the help of hypervisor software, we can install one more Linux machine also. One more Linux machine also. Or one more Windows machine also. Now got it guys? Anyone any doubt here? So this is nothing but dual operating. Right now I have only one operating system. Sir, I want to install Linux machine. So how to install Linux machine? Yes, sir, we can install. So right now I have 16 GB RAM. I have 500 GB hard disk. If I need one more operating system, one more VM, operating system or VM both are same only. Don't confuse here. VM machine. So first I need to install the one hypervisor software. That is VM software. And with the help of that, we can install one more operating system also, whatever you want. That is also possible, but it will work very slowly. Performance wise, it is very slow. This is my base OS. On top of my base OS, I am going to install one more machine. Correct? Yes or no? Is it possible or not? Yes, obviously it is
Yes,
possible.
sir.
There is no doubt. If you want to, we can install. This is nothing but a dual operating system. This is nothing but a dual operating system. Dual means you know, right? More than one operating system. Correct? Now, nowadays, right? Nowadays, every organization they have multiple projects and they want to deploy multiple applications. Now, how to maintain these servers? How to create these VM machines? Now, if you want to create with the help of this VM, this mission, with the help of this VM, so this is very big headache. This is also cost, so it won't work very fast. To overcome this problem, so nowadays industry is following container deployment. You know, right? What is container? If you go highway, there is many containers is going, right? What is container? They are carrying only one item or multiple items?
Multiple items.
Multiple
Multiple
items.
items.
Why they are carrying multiple items? For example, I want to travel one bike, so Tirupati to so Vijayawada. So for this bike, can I use lorry? Simple. That is a
No, sir.
cost, right?
Yes, sir.
So now I want to send so 100 bikes or 50 bikes in Vijayawada or Vizag. So now we are using one container, right? One big container. So in that
Yes, sir.
container, right? We can move multiple items, right? So that is cost saving. Main thing is cost saving, right? One resource, only one container. Within that container, we can move anything. We can move bike or car, whatever you want. Now, so nowadays industry is following only container deployment. Container. So container means, now try to understand. So this is a VM. VM means this is a base OS. On top of we are going to install one hypervisor software. On top of we are going to install the VM missions. So here also there is a problem. We need to share existing resource and all. We need to share existing resource and all. But here we can't create multiple servers. Even if we create multiple servers, so it won't work expected, right? Expected performance. So it is working very slowly because of here these are my configuration. So with the help of this existing configuration, I am creating multiple VM missions, virtual missions. Now, to overcome this problem, so nowadays industry is following container deployment. Now let's see here how it will work. So if you understand theoretically, so this is very simple only. In interview also many people asking, so what is container? What is Docker? What is Docker? What is Docker container? So first try to understand. Now observe here. So same story only. So this is my hardware devices. So these are my hardware devices. So on top of we are going to hardware devices. Okay. On top of I am going to deploy, I am going to install the OS operating system. So any OS that is your wish. So any OS that is your wish. Now this is my operating system. So this is my operating system. So that is Windows operating. Simply we are calling OS. This OS might be Windows or Linux, whatever it may be. That is your wish, guys. Windows or Linux or Mac OS, whatever it may be. Now, on top of, so we are going to hardware devices operating system, and directly we are going to, no need to install any hypervisor software, no need to install any VM, and directly I am going to install the Docker, and directly I am going to install the Docker. That's it. And directly I am going to install the Docker software. So this is very simple software. Directly I am going to install the Docker software. So this is the Docker. This is the Docker software. That's it. This is the Docker software. So this is the Docker software. On top of Docker, and we can deploy multiple applications. On top of Docker, we can create multiple containers. On top of Docker, we are going to create multiple containers. We are creating multiple containers, whatever you want. So on top of Docker, we can create a multiple containers. So this is one container. This is one container. Container. And this is also another container. Container 2. This is the container 1. This is the container. So like this, we can create multiple containers. Now, doubt here. Sir, what already you know virtualization. So virtualization means we are going to create same thing. See here, hardware, operating system. We are going to install one hypervisor and we are installing the multiple VM machines. This is also operating system. Now, what is difference between a very very important question interview. Many people 99% they are asking. So what is difference between virtualized deployment? What is difference between VM and container, VM and Docker, VM and Docker? Okay, so now come to here, just orally understand, and the next class I will show you how it will work and all. So now if you see here, this is very very important question, so please is note it. An interview purpose, so 99% most of the people they are asking if they are touch Docker. So first they are asking why you go for Docker, what is difference between VM and Docker container, what is difference between virtual machines VM and Docker. Clear guys, anyone any doubt here? Now let's see how what is difference between. Now this is the hardware level process isolation. Now see here. So again this is my base OS, right? So this is my base OS. Let me open one more same thing. So now if we come to here, so this is the, so what is this? So this is the, now if we come to here, so this is the, what is this hardware level process isolation. If you want to create any VM machine, for each VM you need to share existing resource, right? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now if you come to here, this is the OS level process isolation. OS means no need to share existing resources. No need to share existing resources. Just if you come to here, for example, here I have a so 32 GB RAM, 32 GB, 32 GB RAM, 32 GB RAM, and so 200 GB hard disk, 200 GB hard disk SSD, 200 GB hard disk. If you install Docker software, do you need to mention any specific range for this software? No. This is the OS level isolation. Now that is the meaning here. OS level process isolation. OS level process isolation. But if you come to here, this is the hardware level process isolation. Again, we need to give some spaces and all. Now each VM has separate operating system. Each container can run a share operating system. Now see here, if you come to here, now if you come to here, so now if we come to here, this is different operating system. This is also different operating system. Do we have any operating system here, separate operating system? No. On top of operating system only Docker is working. On top of operating system only Docker is working. There is no separate operating system. Now if we come to here, virtualized deployment, this is the main OS, this is the base OS. On top of we are going to install multiple operating systems. Now got it guys? See here. Each VM has separate operating system. Each container has can share existing operating system only. Now got it? Anyone any doubt? The second point. So here multiple VM machines, separate operating system. Now if you understand here, this is a visualization. That is the reason I am showing both. Now see here, this is different operating system. This is also different operating system. But here no operating system extra. Only one operating system. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now to boot in minutes, boot in seconds. Suppose I want to connect with this machine. I want to connect with this operating system. Suppose if you want to connect with this operating system, it will take at least 3 to 5 minutes. But if you want to connect the container, it will take only seconds. Only seconds. That is the third point. See here, boots in minute. If you want to connect this VM machine, at least it will take 3 to 5 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes. We need to connect and all. But if you want to connect the container, only seconds. Within the seconds, we can connect the container. And VMs are of a few GBs. So now see here, how much space here it is sharing, how much space it is occupying here for each operating system. At least already we seen, right? So 10 GB or 5 GB or 3 GB minimum. But here this is the space is very less only. It won't containers, it won't occupy more space. Containers, it won't occupy more space. So what if we come to here virtual machine, it is occupying large space, at least 5 GB to 10 GB. But if you come to container, this is only KB and MB, only KB and MB, kilobytes and megabytes, kilobytes and megabytes. Clear, guys? What, Ramesh? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is very, very important. This is very important question in interview. In interview purpose, very, very important. But real time already you know, right? We can easily handle. But interview purpose, most of the people they are asking, what is difference between VM machines and Docker container? Now, see here, ready-made VMs are default to find. So if you want to, we can restore and all. But here there is a pre-built Docker containers easily available. So with the help of existing image, we can easily create the containers and all. So anyway, practically if you see that time only we can understand. Just remember orally. So there is the VMs are default to find it. So here already built-in Docker containers are available also. So if you want to, we can use existing containers also. Now VMs can move new host easily. If you want to create a different host machine, so if you want to, we can create it. But here no need to create, no need to move. So whenever if you don't want, we can destroy, and whenever if you want, we can recreate it within the seconds, within the seconds. Now, so see, creating VMs and all, it will take at least longer time. Now you know, right? If you come to here, I want to create one operating system. Suppose if you buy any new laptop, so they are asking, sir, it will take half an hour to 100, half an hour to 1 hour. Why they are asking like time half an hour to 1 hour? So they need to install some packages. They need to install some softwares. Correct? If you buy any new laptop, or already we have a laptop, your OS is corrupted. If you want to reinstall the operating system, how much time it will take? At least 15 to half an hour, right? If we have high configuration, if we have high configuration, it will take, if we have high configuration, it will take 15 to half an hour. Now got it? Clear? But if you want to create container, within the seconds we can create container. Containers, see here, containers can be created within the seconds only. It won't take that much time. It won't take 5 minutes or 2 minutes or 1 minute. Only within the seconds we can create containers. Now more resources also uses. Now see here, if we come to EVM missions, it is occupying more space, right? For this VMs also we need to give some space. But if we come to container, it is occupying very less space. It is occupying very less space only. It is occupying very less space only. Now clear? So anyone any doubt here? So these
No,
are the
sir.
main difference between VM virtual machines and Docker container. Virtual machines and Docker container. Clear, guys? At least remember 2 to 3 points. No need to remember all points also. But enter purpose, most of the people they are asking what is difference between VM machines and Docker container. Now we can right? So this is the hardware level process isolation. Whichever points very easy. Just whichever points easy for you. Just remember at least 2 to 3 points. No need to remember all points also. Just at least remember 2 to 3 points. Whichever points easy for you, just remember only that points. If you okay, just learn all points. Okay, okay, by heart it or whatever you want. That is your wish. Okay, this is the hardware level isolation processor. This is the OS level, and each VM separate operating system. Each container can share existing operating system, and VMs are few GB, and this is the GBs, and this is the lightweight, and it is only KB and MB. It is only KB and MB. It won't occupy much space, and so we can. This is ready-made VMs are difficult to find, but here already existing containers also available. We can use it, and and creating and all so VM, and it will take time. But here we can easily destroy, and whenever if we need, we can easily create it also. And creating VM machines and all, it will take more time. It will take more time. But for creating containers and all, only within the seconds we can create the containers. And if you don't want, we can delete the container within the seconds also. And it is occupying VM machines and all, it is occupying more space. But so containers, it is occupying very less space. Containers and all occupying very less space. Very less space. Clear? So anyone, any doubt guys here? So this is very, very important question. Just note it. I hope now got it right. So what is VM missions, and so what is the, so which is the traditional deployment? This is the old deployment, and so later they move on to virtualized deployment. They move on to virtualized deployment. So now current market nowadays, most organization they are following container deployment. You know, right? So what is now how, what is virtualized means, this is the process. Virtualization means this is the process. So now containers means this is the processor. Now advanced one, Kubernetes. So if you want to handle multiple Dockers, so that case you go for Kubernetes. So that case you go for Kubernetes. If you want to become DevOps engineer, so these are the mandatory tools nowadays. Docker, Kubernetes, and also configuration tools Ansible. So these are the very, very important tools. These are the very, very important tools. Docker, Kubernetes, and also Docker Swarm is also, that is very simple only, but this is the advanced one. This is the advanced one. Nowadays, most of the people, most of the organization, they are expecting. Do you know Kubernetes? Do you know Kubernetes? Do you know Docker? Okay, clear guys? Anyone any doubt here? What Shivaji?
Yes, sir.
So these are the,
Yes.
so if you, so now already you know right, Jenkins and all. Now these are the containerization part, Docker and Kubernetes. So Docker and Kubernetes. So these are very, very important, and so every organization they are expecting only these tools. They are expecting Docker, Kubernetes, and this is the advanced tools. So the containerization part. So now current trend, current market. So every organization nowadays they are migrating to VM mission to containers. VM mission to containers. Clear? So I hope now we got some idea, right? So what is traditional deployment, and how they are deploying only one servers they are maintaining, and so now they want to multiple servers, how to create multiple servers with the help of VM machines, with the help of hypervisor software. We can create multiple OS operating systems on top of a base operating system, and this is also some problem, and how to overcome this problem with the help of containers. So here only one operating system, so no need to install any other softwares. So on top of operating system, directly we are going to install the Docker software. Directly we are going to install the Docker software. With the help of the Docker, we can create multiple containers. So we can create a multiple containers. Clear guys? So anyone any doubt as of now? I hope now we got some idea, right? What is traditional deployment, and what is virtualized deployment, and what is container deployment, and
Yes, sir.
what is the difference between VM and container deployment. So next class we'll see practically and how it will work, and how to set up Docker and all, and I will show you a few more things. So today oral, right? It is boring. So that's it from my side today. And so if you have any doubt, we can ask, or else we'll wind up.